All right, everybody, welcome back live at Drew's house. Another edition. Hope everybody is doing well out there. This may be a sign we're moving in the right direction on the pandemic. This is it's a little bit of a different angle. I had some technology issues, but anyways, we got an old school guest, and our guest is one of my favorites, Coach Dave Clay of Newburyport Basketball. How are you, Coach?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Joining us from a very Valentine's Day centric background. Looks beautiful, Coach.
Yep, I appreciate it. It's not my office, but it works for now, and I didn't even notice the hearts.
It's beautiful. I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you.
It's fantastic. All right, so a lot to talk about. First of all, we talked with you before you got the season kicked off. You liked your team, you liked your group, and boy, you must have really liked it a real lot. Look at what you guys did this year. Tell the gang what Newburyport Basketball's been doing.
Yeah, we've been just trying to plug along through injuries, and we've had a number of setbacks, but different people keep on stepping up, which has been great to see. And going into the year, I knew we had some depth, but it's nice to see when those people's numbers are called, those players, they step up and they are hitting big shots and big moments. And we're still trying to find our way right now, but as long as we are set to go for the tournament, we'll be good.
Where do we stand right now, record-wise? Get us all up to speed.
Yeah, right now we are 11-5 with four challenging games ahead of us. I'm looking forward to it.
You get your guys at the top of the Cal again. How do you keep doing this year after year?
Man, I have great players who commit themselves in the offseason. That is, as simple as it gets and as honest as it is. It's nothing we're really doing as coaches. It's more about, are they coming in prepared? Are they ready to play? Have they played enough games? Are they playing tough competition? All those things that you hope your student athletes will do in the off season. These guys are doing it. And I'm just really proud of them.
That's fantastic. How's that? We talked about how excited you were at the beginning of this year about that home court advantage coming back. You were just thrilled. I mean, to play in front of that Newburyport crowd again was something that was very exciting to you. What's that been like this year?
Oh, it's been electric. The fan base has been, unbelievable. They have provided us with a lot of energy when we've been down. For whatever reason, myself included, we're all just really exhausted. I don't know if it's like getting back to a new school year with COVID and just become a lot. And when they show up during the home games, they bring a ton of energy, which we feed off of. And without them, I don't think we have the home record we do right now.
Really? Yeah. You think that home court wins you some games?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, it definitely does.
All right. Very good. This is the one little thing, as I mentioned, I have I just went away for a second there. So I'm actually doing this interview. I'll be full disclosure. I like being open and honest with my audience. My computer charger broke and I need to now order a new one. And so I'm doing this via the phone, which is kind of working out well. I'm kind of happy about it at the moment.
It looks great.
It seems flawless, right? Technology. This is the life we live in now, the Zoom life. I honestly think this is maybe a way of the environment telling me that we're going to be out of this pandemic soon. You're not going to need to do Zoom interviews anymore at some point.
I cannot wait.
Absolutely. So the home course won you some games. I know it's the cool thing about basketball is that if you guys have a good enough record, which kind of looks like you do, you could actually host some tournament games, which is always fun. That's must be something you're kind of playing for, right?
We are, but as of now, it doesn't look good for us to host a game.
Come on.
I know, Drew. With the new power rankings they're doing, our Cape Ann League schedule doesn't, I think, afford us a very powerful schedule. So while we have a good, value with our team, our opponent's our schedule kind of brings us down. So right now we're ranked, I think, 40th in Division II. And, to get a home court, you needed to be, they're taking the top 32 teams. So to get a home court, you need to be in that, top 16. And hopefully we can get there with some big wins down the road, but it looks like we'll have to have a play-in game and then go from there.
Tell me a little bit about I know you like name dropping some of your guys because so many guys have stepped up for you. Who's what are the names that people should be watching to see here down the stretch?
Oh man, James Scally has really taken hold of the reins recently. It's just a terrific story, and I'm so proud of him to watch it from close up and from afar. But he was an athlete who last year was, I'd confidently say, the last person off the bench. And we talked about what he needed to work on, and we tried to improve it over the season. It just, didn't come full circle. But he had a decision to make at the end of our season last year. Is he going to recommit himself to basketball and work on what he needs to work on? Or, is this just the end of his road? And he decided to recommit himself to basketball and put in the time and take criticism well. And right now he's one of our best players. He's performing at a high level. He had 21 points our last game, 18 before that. He has just really stepped up as a leader and as a basketball player.
How great are those stories? I mean, I remember talking to you. Actually, that's the last time I talked to you. You had just cut a bunch of players before the season, and you talked about how tough a part of the season that is when you have to make those cuts before you get things going. And then to have a story like that, that's kind of the other side of it, isn't it? When you have a player that, there's something there, but you're just not sure whether it's all going to come together, and then it does.
There's no better feeling. I mean, I don't think he made the travel team many years growing up.
That means nothing. I used to make that team just because I was tall. I grew faster.
Yep. Do you know it's sad how many kids get discouraged? And I try telling them, like, we always have a few kids on our team who never played travel basketball for whatever reason, right? And whether they didn't make it, maybe they hit puberty a little bit later in life. But eventually all things equal out. And if you love the game and you stick with it, things are going to work out.
You know what? There's some truth to that, though. And I know you coach a lot of young kids, and I bet it's something you're conscious of. But so I grew up to be, I'm 6'2". I'm like fairly tall, but I'm not like a giant in basketball terms, But when I was in those travel leagues, I always used to, Drew's tall, he's going to play down low. He's going to be the big man. And I would have loved to, I liked handling the ball. I was a passer. I wanted to do more of that. And that's what I do now when I play at the gym, which is a very high level in Beverly. But I wish that people would have let me, as the travel team, you don't necessarily have to be the big guy. I want you to learn the skills of basketball, be a ball handler, that sort of thing. It kind of annoys me as I look back on it.
I could talk for an hour on this topic, because that's definitely something I'm stressing to our youth people, that we need to develop all skills. Like, the big guy needs to be able to dribble, because if he's done growing in 7th grade and he's been the biggest player, right, gets to the high school and now he can't dribble, we haven't even given him a chance to make a team.
Yeah.
And just the way the game's going, it's all positionless now. So, I mean, everyone needs to be able to dribble, pass, shoot. I mean, and it's tough. I've heard of a model which I'd love to go to, but I think it would take a lot for the coaches. But have a practice coach at youth level and a game coach, and then you kind of lose your ego in a way, because youth coaches, as much as they're amazing people, they're doing such a terrific job, they're role models, but they like to compete, they want to win, so maybe in practice, maybe they're spending too much time on plays, which doesn't transfer to a better basketball player. It might help you win a game, but what's our end goal? If it is to develop basketball players, we need to, put skill development first.
Yeah, a little bit too much focus on wins and losses, maybe at the 6th grade level, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what? I'm very lucky where our coaches are very aware of that and are working to develop all the players and all assets of the game. But, I when I go to youth games and when I'm able to go there, you see it in some other teams too, where the kids are coming down and one kid, all he does is screen the whole game, sets picks. What fun is that for him?
Yeah.
You want kids to love the game at the end of the season, and sometimes that's not the case when that happens.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm glad you feel the same way about that. And I think a lot of maybe coaches, if they look back on that, maybe 10 years down the road, would say maybe they would agree with us. That's maybe and you're right. I mean, a lot of those coaches are volunteering their time. They're just trying to, put a lineup that looks like kind of what they do on TV and stuff. The tall guys go down low, the smaller guys handle the ball, but I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Again, Dave Clay joining us, Newburyport High School basketball. Can you believe how fast the season goes? Here we are towards the end.
Yeah, no, flying by. Really is.
It's insane. I mean, I was thinking about this. I was like, when did I have him on last? And I was like, oh, a couple of months ago. Okay. It's been a little while. Feels like it was yesterday, but
we were talking about this as coaches a couple of days ago in the locker room, just with amongst each other, and how much we just really dislike the wintertime in general, the darker hours, the colder weather. And we have a new coach with us this year, and he's just like, man, the winter's flown by for me. This is great. It's like about to be March, April, like nice weather.
Yeah.
And it's great in that regard.
Something I kind of stumbled upon. I did not realize Newburyport had a new girls coach.
Yeah. For basketball or hockey?
For hockey. Yeah. I remember you pointed that out to me, and I got to sit down and talk with him a little bit. It was fantastic.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I don't know him very well, but the times I've interacted with him, they've been pleasant. They've been great.
It's interesting because one of the things he mentioned was that different than you is he is out of the building. He doesn't work in the school. It's a huge advantage working in the school while coaching, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I did it before not being in the building when I was at Triton, and it's tough to build relationships, connect with players, check in on them, talk to their teachers. I don't know. You get a full grasp of each student when you're in the building. You see them every day, and who are they hanging out with? Like, are they going to the bathroom every class for, however long? Like, what are their study habits? You just get a full picture of the type of player you're going to take on your team or not take on your team.
Yeah, you get the good and the bad, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully more good for your sake.
Yes. No. There's a great population of student athletes at Newburyport, and I'm very, very fortunate.
What's it been like? Are you still close with the girls team? I know you all share a gym, and that's kind of high school life. What's that relationship like?
It's great. Some of the girls on the team, I've coached their brothers. Actually, one of my players, his mom is the girls coach. So, I'm always talking with her just basketball wise, and she's done such a great job of separating her mother hat from her coach hat. And so she comes in, we just talk hoops, and it's great. It's awesome. It's a great environment.
We know we've had we've talked about your young kids on this show now. You look forward to that day. What's that going to be like when they get to play for dad?
Jeez. I don't know. I brought one of my daughters to practice 2 weekends ago, and she ended up getting sick after. You're like this, right? I think I'm the man. I managed to have my daughter at practice. I'm feeling great about myself. We get home, takes a super long nap. Like, life is great. And then she wakes up just feeling groggy and tired. And then she just throws up. I'm holding her. I have her up in my arms, just throws up all over me, like head to toe. And, I can't put her down. I can't, I just got to console her while she just throws up on me consistently seemed like forever.
You're making dad life sound so appealing right now, Coach.
Dad life, honestly, just to, like, fill up a pool, with some drool, some pee, some other stuff, some throw up, and just jump in it head first. And that's being a parent. And it's awesome. I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's poetic. Yes. And you love it. Very good. Okay. Kids are doing good though.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. No, they've been awesome. It's the best.
Maybe
awesome.
She was just upset with the offense you were running on that day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, she was, yeah. You know what? I brought a scooter with her, and she didn't have full reign of where she wanted to go with her scooter, because, we were doing stuff. So, but she was awesome.
How's my friend? I have not checked in with him in ages. Actually, I'm going to ask you to please pass along my hellos and good wishes to Coach Paul Yameen. How's my man doing over there?
Oh, he's doing great. We were just chatting this morning. He is awesome. Yeah, has a great team, and they're also doing very well right now. And yeah, he's been a great person to bounce ideas off of, and he really does a phenomenal job organizing all of our in-season and off-season workout routines for lifting. And so he's, always someone we're in contact with. And
Is the hockey lifting different than the basketball lifting? You guys looking for different things, or you just kind of not really at this point?
No, in season, we're both just trying to maintain. So it looks it's almost identical with a few things that like I've asked them to put in for basketball that may or may not help us basketball wise. But I think with the kids, like, hey, we're doing box jumps, you know what I mean? And they think, they may relate that to a vertical, but no, yeah, we just try to maintain what they've worked hard to build in the off season and just try to prevent them as losing as much weight as possible at that time.
You're going to have to try to get I would like him to reach out to me next. I've tried to get him on the show kind of recently. He's a very busy man. So I mean, you can pull some strings for me.
Yep, absolutely.
All you mean. We'll be expecting you soon as we get on tournament time. Actually, I have this idea of maybe doing a few of your basketball guys and a few of the hockey guys in studio at the same time. That might be fun.
Yeah, that would be.
That's my next plan. All right. That's my next plan for Newburyport. How important is it? You guys have a different bond, don't you? When the two winter coaches, Coach Amin and yourself, like there is a kind of a unique bond that goes between those winter sports, right? I don't know. I've always kind of felt that with the coaches of those seasons.
Yeah, we're both on the same schedule. We're both like planning at the same time. We're both trying to get our guys in the weight room at the same time. We don't share athletes, but we're able to like, and that's a good thing because we can bounce ideas off each other without, having that like full investment that he has with his and that I have with mine. So it's kind of like someone who's like, I don't know. He's just a good person to bounce ideas off of. I mean, he's been doing this for 20 years. He's had so many more experiences than I have. And it helps to bounce, talk with him, and he'll explain a situation he had that's very similar and how he handled it and what he liked about how he handled it, what he didn't like about how he handled it, what he would have done differently. And we're able to talk that through, which is nice.
That is nice. So you're picking his brain a little bit. I wonder, do you become a better coach year after year, you think? I wonder, it seems like you're only gaining knowledge, right?
Yeah, I question that sometimes. Whether I am or am not, and it's so different year to year. And I think the tough thing is that trying to adapt while like kids are changing as a whole themselves, like the type of players I had in 2012 are vastly different from the type of like even mentally where they're at with the players I have this year, and the players I have this year have gone through COVID. And, when you think about it, that was like isolation for a year. Like they've served a year of jail time without committing any crime, just being, in your room, in your house. So, there's definitely some more mental stuff going on due to the situation we're in that I need to learn quickly and, improve on so that I can help them be better basketball players and people.
Well, I say every time you're on this show, your players rave about you. You're clearly a player's coach, and I mean that in the best of ways. And every game I've ever been to, you guys, you can kind of pull a switch defensively or whatever, and suddenly, I don't know what you call it. Maybe you have code for it in your locker room, but like chaos is created. You guys can like create chaos. Like if you need a game momentum to change or whatever, full court press, all that stuff. It does become kind of a fun brand of basketball to watch. Is that important for you? Like to be not only get the wins, but also like have those young kids showing up and being like, this is a fun brand of basketball to watch.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I mean, I just think that fast break, fast style of play it is fun to watch, right? And it's fun to play when you're playing in it. A lot of possessions. So a lot of kids get a lot of shots up, which is huge, right? So if like, when you play men's league, right? You go to the gym. And if you're going up and down the court, working your tail off on defense, yet never get to shoot because, player Y needs to get X amount of shots, right? What fun is that? So we try to get as many shots as possible, and you just hope it's all spread out.
In our men's league, we can go up and down 5 trips each and still be 0-0 on the scoreboard. It's very impressive. One of my favorite times of year, final minute or two here with Coach Dave Clay. I kind of like this, right? It's snow on the ground right now as I look outside, but like you can feel it. The sun's just staying out a little longer. before you know it, you start getting the March Madness going. Like you can feel the college kids are kind of like down the stretch of their basketball seasons. The high school guys like you're all getting close to the end of your seasons, and then tournament time. It's kind of an exciting time to be alive, isn't it?
It really is. It is. It is thrilling. The tournament is like by far the best part of it. I'm so excited that we're having a tournament this year, and that our seniors get to experience that. Some of them didn't play on varsity as sophomores, so for a few of them, this is their first time experiencing a state tournament game, and the atmosphere behind it. It is. It's definitely exciting.
I was at one of those. What year was that when that kid just went off on you guys on your home court there? That was it Everett.
I think it was Drake, I believe.
Drake, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he gone by now? I know he was young. Is he gone?
No, he's a senior now. I know. Tell me about it. And he's so good. So we play him in the summer. We could see him in the tournament this year, but talk about a player who's just always in the gym and consistently working on his game. I don't know if he's grown any more than he was his freshman year.
What was his name?
Adrian Torres.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I get my yard sprayed for mosquitoes with this like all natural material, and the guy who runs that business is the Drake head coach. So we talk a lot in the summer when he comes by the house, and just hearing his stories of the commitment level that young man's put into the game of basketball and how hard he works and how good of a person he is. It doesn't make that shot that he hit any easier, but it's nice to know that like there's a lot put in behind that shot that he hit when he beat us.
Was that one of the toughest defeats of your career?
Oh yeah, that was, man, I've thought that over more times than anyone would ever like to know.
It wasn't like he called a bad defense. That kid just rose up and from a long ways away.
Man. Yeah, no. I mean, there's so many things I would have done differently now, in hindsight, but.
Like what? Triple team him?
Oh man.
I think you had two on him.
Yeah. You know what I would have switched up, put a taller defender on him. And I think our defender who was on him went down to help on a drive and they kicked it out to him. And I would have been more clear about we're not helping off of him at all. Like, you stay on him and you do not leave him.
I hope folks, you all just saw that. That's a coach's life right there. He just had a flashback and you just went back to the exact play and just you'll never forget the play.
Never. I know that his defender went down to the block to go help, and yeah.
See, now you're a better coach. See that? You're another example of learning from past games. Yeah, I loved his demeanor that whole game. That kid never changed. He was like making shot after shot, just mellow. I was into it.
And he's still that way. It wasn't like a young freshman who's kind of like scared or just whatever. He is just like, and it's an ideal player. You never get too high, you never get too low, right? He just stays even keeled. And there's a sense of calmness when you have a player like that on the court when things go wrong, and they will. And you have a player who's just keeping the team together, being even keeled like that. It's huge.
Seriously, do you take a lesson out of that, though, when you lose a tough game like that in a tournament? Like, that has to help your guys going into another future tournaments, right?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, we ended up playing them the following year, and we won that game, and it's, it's each game, gives you a different learning experience, whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
And you just need to find that, and sometimes you need to search harder. But there's always something there to learn.
Give a shout out to your captains. Who are those people keeping the demeanor nice and level for you?
Oh, awesome. We got Finn Sullivan, Max Gagnon, Ronan Brown, James Scally, and Jack Fellner.
There you go. Those are the guys you put all your trust in, right?
I sure do. Yep.
Exciting time of year, Coach. Good luck down the stretch here. Final few games and then tournament time. I'm excited, and I'll get in the gym for that tournament game. Should be good.
Awesome. Thank you, Drew. I really appreciate your time.
Finish strong. And like I said, there are technical issues. I'm doing this on the phone for the first time. I'd like to give a big shout out to Sarah Blackstone, our producer, who is making this happen and literally walked me through doing this, because I'm not that great with technology, as it turns out. I'm just not.
Give yourself some credit. You weren't expecting your computer not to be charged, and you figured out a way.
This is how it gets done. See?
You know what? And that's Drew. I'm sorry. I know we're trying to end this, but I love that about certain players when we have problem solvers. They just don't accept defeat. They try to find a way to get stuff done, even though it's not the way they anticipated. So props to you for figuring it out.
See, I don't know if you've ever known this about me, because I don't think we mostly talk basketball, but tennis is really my sport. That was my high school sport, and I teach it a little bit in the off season, or not the off season. I teach it a little bit when it gets warm out. But I used to run the tennis program in Danvers, and I was captain of my high school team and all that stuff. And so I love the game. And tennis is my sport. That's the one I can really talk X's and O's with you. And that's what we call it when you just can't figure out an opponent, because everybody, like basketball, game can be played in a lot of different ways. And when things just aren't working out, what are you going to do? You're going to keep doing the same thing the whole time and get beat, or you're going to problem solve and find another way to get around this?
Well, we are looking for a tennis coach right now at Newburyport High School.
Oh, really?
Any
right?
But aside from that, if you ever want to play, you are probably far superior than I am, but I love the game of tennis. What a fun game.
Dude, it's a great game.
It
annoys me. It annoys me the lack of coverage that it gets around here.
Oh, 100%. No, and those are long matches. I mean, we only have 3 courts, so you have to do singles and doubles, and I mean, those coaches are there for hours.
That is infuriating about Newburyport and their 3. I'm sorry. I hope I don't go down a bad road here, but we have got to get the 5 tennis courts in Newburyport. I mean, this is like standard basic stuff. We got to find a way to build 2 good tennis courts. I'm sorry. Just for people who don't understand, there's 5 potential points you can get in a tennis match. You have your number 1 singles player, your number 2 singles player, and your number 3 singles player. They play against the 3 other best players. So 3, and then you have 2 doubles matches. So that's 7 players total. 2 doubles matches, 3 singles matches, 5 total points. How many courts do you need, Coach?
You need 5.
You need 5
in one location, right? 5 in one location.
Yeah.
If
these matches go long, like you said, what's our whole other problem here? Then you have to say the first 3 matches are pretty decently long matches. Hopefully they are. Then you're waiting until one gets done to put the next match out. This is craziness.
And then we got a thing called sunlight that goes away, every once in a while, right? So now you're fighting time and sun and light.
I think we've done something here.
I think we started something. I think this is good.
Great game, though. I do love it. We can play sometime. It's great. I was actually walking through Newburyport with the dogs recently, and they have some courts right on like the water that were kind of hidden from me. I never noticed that. Yeah,
right by Cashman Park. That might be.
Yeah, are they? Yeah, I think so. Are they nice? I didn't even see the courts. I just saw them from a distance.
There's Cashman Park that has 1 nice court.
1, yeah.
Yeah, and then like 2 basketball courts by it. I don't know if that's
rings a bell. Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right on the water, though, right?
Yes, right on the water. On a nice day, it is beautiful out there.
There you go. Put the singles match there. I don't care. We got to get all 5 matches started. No, you're right. They all have to be on site. This is annoying to me.
Yep.
Well, good job trying to recruit a tennis coach. I don't think it's going to be me this time around, but
all right.
I would love it. I find coaching to be just so rewarding. I really do. But
it's no better job, honestly. It wears on you, But
maybe I'll rethink it. Tell Kyle Drew's thinking about it. He'll get all excited.
Oh, I will let him know. I will. I'm going right there right now to tell him.
USD, it's a great game. All right, Coach, I'll let you go. Thanks for taking some time in the middle of your day again. We appreciate it. As always, finish strong with the Newburyport basketball squad. Dave Clay, head coach, Newburyport Clippers basketball. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Drew.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, everybody. Phone style. We appreciate you being here. Another edition live at Drew's house. We're back in the studio for Thursday with some music. Should be fun. See you later, everybody. Bye. Peace.